Kanazawa is both an historic and modern city on the western side of Japan. It is absolutely one of our favorites. Easy to reach by Shinkansen from Tokyo, it offers multiple Edo-era style Geisha walking districts, Kenrokuan Gardens, Kanazawa Castle, and so much more. The Higashichaya District is one of 3 historic Geisha districts in Kanazawa. This one is along the banks of the Asano River, and it just so happened that our Airbnb was situated directly across the river, connected by a lovely pedestrian bridge, allowing us easy access and enjoyment of the area. Historically, these buildings were tea houses and performing arts houses where geisha would entertain wealthy guests with music, dance, and food presentations. You may still hear some of the traditional music in the evenings. The style of architecture is a prime example of Edo-style construction, with wood-framed houses tightly packed together with northern or light privacy curtains hanging outside the entrances. Taking a walk through these narrow alleys early in the day or evening is a unique experience, and one we encourage before the tourists are out.
Now, it just so happens that we timed it perfectly this year for the sakura season. That is the cherry blossoms. And we're here along the river. You can see over my shoulder and up and down the river on this side, beautiful blooms, the cherry blossoms. And a lot of people are out for that this evening.
Kenrokuan Garden is a 25-acre park situated in the heart of town. On one side is a pedestrian way, a walkable stone street lined with shops and restaurants on one side and cherry trees on the other. Look through the trees and you'll see a glimpse of Kanazawa Castle.
Now folks, we're at the Kenrokuan Gardens. It's considered one of the top 3 gardens in Japan. And when you're in Japan, if you're in the Kanazawa area, you definitely are going to want to see it. However, we advise you get here early in the morning to beat the crowds because it will get crowded in a few hours.
Once inside, you can spend hours strolling the limitless paths and bridges. It seems to go on forever. There are ponds, creeks crossed by bridges, both large and small, and all manner of trees and flowers. You may even stumble upon a photo shoot of 2 lovebirds for an engagement session. Within the grounds, there are waterfalls, creeks, and a museum, and even a tea house. Kanazawa Castle Park is a must-see. The castle is known as a stone castle as it has incredibly massive stone walls. The largest can be seen from outside the grounds from the Museum of 21st Century Art. The structures you see today are only a small portion of what once stood there. The castle was enormous in its prime, but natural disasters took their toll, so most of the structures no longer exist. But what is here is very impressive.
This is my favorite castle in all of Japan, and it's interesting because it doesn't have a keep like most of the castles, wherein you have a tower of 5 to 6 stories. That tower was destroyed many, many years ago, but this building that we're seeing is one of the inner walls. It was rebuilt using techniques from hundreds of years ago with all woodworking, dowels, pins, and joints with no nails. Well, we're here in the castle grounds of the Kanazawa Castle, and we like to stop every now and then and do a little word of the day. Josephine was born and raised in Osaka, Japan here, and therefore she has a much better understanding of the language than I do. But honey, what would be something that you would say definitely put on the list to know?
Okay, arigato gozaimasu. That means thank you very much.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So anytime, you'll hear that everywhere you go.
You could also just say arigato. That's a short version of thank you.
Just kind of like thanks. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for the word of the day.
The 21st Century Museum of Contemporary Art is a short walk from the castle. It is one of Japan's most popular art museums. Designed in a circular shape, it is meant to encourage visitors to approach from all directions. Unfortunately, during this visit, it was closed. Some exhibits suffered damage during the New Year's Day earthquake at the nearby Noto Peninsula, so we simply explored some of the outside exhibits. Please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons. This encourages us to make more videos just like this to help you plan your trip to Japan. Another area of historic interest is the Nagamachi Samurai District. Kanazawa became a major economic and military hub in feudal Japan, with the wealthier class living near the castle and higher-ranking samurai in service to the local lord or daimyo also there. The samurai district has largely escaped large-scale fires and disasters, such that many of the homes and their striking exterior earthen walls remain. This includes the numerous narrow waterways you'll find, often running between the street edge and houses. Walking through this area is like stepping back in time. During the evening, it can be a magical experience. There are numerous shops and a couple of house museums scattered throughout, including a few small cafes. Even the public restrooms are in keeping with the historic architecture. A word of advice, get out early in the day or late in the afternoon to avoid the tour groups coming through.
Okay, we're taking a little break from all of our walking around Kanazawa today, and we stumbled upon this place, and what is it?
Mr. Donuts.
Mr. Donut, and that is significant to Jo because when she grew up in Osaka, there weren't a whole lot of donut shops and good places like that to eat, so we're taking a little memory lane walk right to here. Sometimes plans change, and because of weather conditions this afternoon in Kanazawa, we decided we're just going to go for a fun ride on the Shinkansen. We've got our JR pass, so why not do it? We're going to go down south to the newest station on the Shinkansen line, the Tori line. The station's called Tsuruga. So we're going to go down there, hang out, maybe grab a bite to eat, and then come back. It's about a 43-minute ride. Why not? It'll be fun, going about 150, 160 miles an hour. So when the train gets here, we'll hop on board and off we go. All right, train's here. Let's go.
Upon arriving, it was the emptiest Shinkansen station we've ever seen. We found the dining options were somewhat limited. There were a couple of shops and a really cool bookstore, but instead of a meal, we opted for some ice cream instead, which is pretty good. So hopping back on the train for a blazing fast return on the Shinkansen, we next explored the Higashichaya District of Kanazawa. This is the largest Geisha district in town. Many of these houses were built in the early to mid-1800s during the Edo period and were relocated from central part of town to this area. They often feature lattice-type detailing on the lower and upper levels with recessed entries for privacy. Whereas the Kazuemachi district is more residential and geared toward lodging, the Higashichaya district is full of shops and restaurants. You could wander around for a very long time from street to alley and never quite knowing what to expect around the next corner. It's easy to become lost in these narrow lanes, and that's part of what makes this so special. If hungry, you might stop at the Bistro Kanazawa Todorokite, a delightful restaurant inside a former bank building. We certainly enjoyed our lunch. Since you enjoyed this video, be sure to look for our upcoming one on Tokyo, where we show you hidden gems away from the crowds, like Yaesu Terrace, the Tokyo water taxi, and the mind-blowing G-cans. Until next time, sayonara.